Welcome, everybody. It's Christ 169 coming to you live with this special report. Special report coming from many different people right now. Konami, not really Konami, but more news about what's going on with Stadia. Stadia is going to be dead January 18th when it goes offline. Okay, and the big news is Hinito Kamazui, I messed up his name. Sorry. Is pretty much the guy that created a lot of the games that Konami that became really good and really big. Uh, Kojima, Kojima, Kojima. Sorry, I haven't butchered the name. Um, was actually one of the creators of Dead Stranding, and Dead Stranding being the powerhouse games it was, and it was very, 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 very online multiplayer base. Only if you were playing online, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 Plus, PlayStation 4, you could. Sorry, I got my phone. Don't worry, off my phone. Sorry. I hate phone like doing live streams. Um, that it was reported that Stadia, Phil Harrison, name right here, decided upon his wisdom to um, cancel, cut out Komaji. My phone's updating, guys. I'm sorry. It's being retarded right now. My phone's being retarded. So it has to do 20,000 updates if I can say anything to anybody. It just happened out of the blue. Just wanted, you got an update? Like, okay, whatever. Why now? Why this moment? Very second of being, right? Anyway, though, it's live, baby. We're live again. So no really filter on this situation. Konami was the company that actually helped. It's Hito Kojima, Kojima, was he actually approached Stadia. He went to Stadia and said, "Hey, how about a Dead Stranding 2? Something different than what Dead Stranding was in PS5. Be only on Stadia." Phil Harrison was cool with the idea until about April, till it was getting off the ground, realizing that the game was going to be only single player. Then he said, "Oh, can't do it now." So they scrapped the idea. Phil Harrison decided upon his wisdom to destroy or to eliminate, sorry guys, or to eliminate some bug or dust on there, to eliminate any type of strategic plan that Stadia had. You don't. I don't care how much you've been in the quotations biz, Phil. Um, but you don't sit there and say, no, we don't want single player games on our platform. Red Dead 2 online play pretty much gone. It's single player only. Cyberpunk, once again, on Stadia, single player only. Dead Stranding 2 would have been something that would have been a monster hit. And only on, even if it was a seasonal or like a one-time annual thing that I'm going to PlayStation 5 and whatever like that, it would have been different. Now, Kimono, Hindu Kimono, his name, sorry, is talking with Microsoft about making a cloud-based game, and that could be what he was looking at. But Sony has rights to the first Dead Stranding. That being said, though, is this good enough to say that Stadia was totally in retard mode? Or Phil Brad, what his name is, last name is Phil, decided to pull blunder of all blunders. This Phil guy been getting jobs all over the gaming community. Something that if you watching my channel at all, anytime in line, you're passionate about gaming. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. Okay? And that being said, though, I think Phil was an idiot. People don't play online games. I understand Call of Duties and the Halos and like that. GTA 5's online. But mostly play for single player experience first. Like I said, Red Dead 2 was online for a while and it totally died. But the single player game is still great to play. It's great. You have plays 100, 200 hours to play. I'm playing Borderlands 2 right now on Steam, outside of playing Turtle Combat Edition and other games I got to play. The point being is, folks, Phil Harrison, the former manager in charge of Cobb, the guy in charge of Stadia, decided for the rest of us what games are going to be on the system that's already fluctuating anyway. It was literally, it had disaster launch. It was terrible. And Phil Harrison's decision not to allow Hendo Kamjudo, Kojima, sorry, the creator of Death Stranding, Konami's golden boy, who was practically the leader, pretty much the glue holding that company together, practically. You haven't heard much Konami games come out of the pipe, have you? I sure haven't. And anything worth writing home about. But this showman here goes to Stadia, a fluctuating company that's having trouble. Google is not a company that goes, Microsoft spin, baby, spin. They're like, go ahead and cut it. It's only been a year. You gotta get rid of it. It's been out since 2019. It didn't come out fully until 2020, late 2019. And why? Why did Stadia fail? Because of bullshit decisions like this. What killed Stadia? What killed Stadia was a lot of bullshit from Phil Harrison, what his damn last name is. He was the one that single-handedly ripped apart the spine of Stadia, threw it in the garbage can, and said, we don't want that. He doesn't want single-player games. He's still in the mindset that single-player games don't work. PlayStation has proved that with Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Morales, Spider-Man 2 coming out eventually. I played on Steam, Spider-Man. Most of my games are single-player games. Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3. Halo Infinite, play a little bit on mostly online because it's where we're online. Halo Master Collection. I'm going to list off some games here that are single-player and some multiplayer. On the Call of Duty side, you have Cold War, Call of Duty, war, we call it, call it a war game. That's online war game crap, whatever. Sorry guys, I'm not really good at doing live videos. But I do a lot of pre-tape videos, uploads. Cyberpunk 2077. Borderlands 2, 2, and even 1 you can get on PC pretty cheap. Resident Evil 2 and 3. Resident Evil 8, or Resident Evil Village. Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 6, 5, 4. I heard pretty good, by the way, coming out, being remade. A lot of these games I'm mentioning are single player. And some multiplayer, like Halo Massive Collection, Doom, will have some online play. Not a whole lot of online play. Wolfenstein, the new Colossus, is single player. Wolfenstein, uh, a New Order, first one that came out. Uh, Original Dooms, that are older stuff as well, mixed in. A lot of racing games are not always online. You know, I've moved over from my SSD over to my SSD. Forza 7, Horizon 5 on Game Pass. A lot of games in Game Pass too, like Gears of War online, but single player. I think Phil Harrison doesn't understand that people play single player games too. But I guess it's because Riddle Death Stranding on PS5 had, and PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 Pro 5 had it where you could help each other out. I think Phil was probably thinking he was going to get that part of the a game too as well, but freaked out when he wasn't get it and canceled the whole thing. Phil, everybody loves you, I guess. You don't cancel a game like this, especially when your Stadia is really hemorrhaging money and it's on life support. You don't get to pick and choose what you want. Beggars can't be choosers. Okay, you have to understand this. You don't get to pick and choose what you want. Okay? Like if you're going out to eat with a friend, go out to eat. You're invited to go. I don't argue that I'm going to Olive Garden. Even though I mean I like stuff there, I still go. Because I'm invited. Not my choice. It's their choice. They invited me as a courtesy. I paid for my meal mostly, but let's say it's paid for. Birthday celebration, whatever. I don't argue about it. I don't complain. Because it's my interest to keep the peace. Same with this, Phil. You don't get to pick and choose what games go on your system, or now lack of system now. I'm convinced that if Amazon Smart, they would hopefully approach Kimijima, and say, hey, why don't you bring this to Amazon Luna? I have an Amazon Fire TV right behind me. I buy a controller, pay a little fee, boom, I'm playing it. All because Phil Harrison and his blunder of his brain farts decided, no, we don't want single player games on our platform. Even though you have nothing on there but old games. Yes, he had new games too, like Cyberpunk and Red Dead. It's still pretty decent priced. But you can not beg and choose what you want, Phil. Whoever hires this guy next, better tell him, Phil, you shut your mouth. You might be in charge, but you go to me, or not me personally, but whoever's in charge. You go to us first to make a decision on this. Because right now, Stadia could have had another maybe 6 months, maybe a year of life, or could have been taken off. Dead Stranding 2 could have been only a single player game. Maybe it's only a single player for like 10, 20 hours. Whatever. And it could have had the VR ability too as well. Get many things go on Stadia. But Phil just life support turned it off. Said nope. And because of that, we found out this happened months and months ago. That now developers are pissed because now they're not going to get paid. A lot of them are convinced they're not going to get paid. I talked about the Death Stranding 2 first, or going to be 2. On stage to talk about the other bit of news was a lot of developers now, or devs you want to call them, developers, don't believe they're going to get paid at all. Because Google is literally refunding everybody's purchases from all the games they bought, hardware, controllers, whatnot. So if you bought the thing, say 2-3 months ago, you waste your money, but you get your money back, so not really a bad deal. My thought is, Do you bring stuff back to Google, or you plug it into your Xbox PlayStation? Can you use Stadia controller on your PC? Just buy a cable, plug it in. Can you use it on? If it is, then hey, they have a free controller from Google. It's never going to see the light of day of Google ever again. And you also have a little Chromecast you can use for TV, I guess. If you don't have one of those already. I think what Google did was very stupid. And developers are pissed off because they're afraid they're not going to get any money out of this. A lot of them were having November releases for games. That's, less a month away. My birthday is on November 3rd, and now it is October 3rd. So a lot of these games will be coming out less than a month. And they have maybe less than a month to recoup some money. But since they already shot the flare in the air that the Titanic is sinking, how many people are going to be jumping on board to go play this thing one time in their life? Huh? How many people you think are going to be jumping on board this thing in Titanic? I'm going to put $9 down. And nobody. The ship's taking on water. The bow's going to be doing that in a minute here. It's going to get ugly. People are abandoning ship. Captain Phil Harrison said, abandon ship. Everybody abandoning ship. All hands, abandon ship. So these companies now releasing their games in November 1st are going to have probably only themselves, phrase this correctly, only themselves to play their own game. Because Stadia ain't going to have nobody on to play it. Now, some people might try to beat the games they're on, but I know different companies like CD Projekt Red and 2K Games, Rockstar, they don't Rockstar, licensed Rockstar games, are going to try to keep the progression over, somehow move it over to your say, same PlayStation or an Xbox account. Try to move over if they can. I don't doubt I don't think they're going to do 100% of that. My worry is you get the money back you spent on this stuff. That's me. I'm just a money grubbing person. So if I spend $250, $300 on this thing, let's say if I did, I want all that money back. Or I'm going to raise holy cane. Because Google have all this money to go spend and blow on stupid crap. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars on getting these game licenses from games that have been out for years. Some for almost 5-6 years. And they shut down their own studio, first party studio, in less than a year. I mean, I don't know what Phil's doing up there, or did up there, but it wasn't making any sense to anybody at Google. No. Before you start mad camping the board, slamming your faces down on the keyboards, saying, "Crisis, you don't understand that." No, I understand. Maybe the Google heads behind Phil say, "You know what, Phil? It ain't working fast enough. You can go faster." I gotta go as fast as I can. Go faster. And maybe that happened. I mean, they got the flogs out and the lips and the cat of nine tails and whipping Phil. We don't know. I hope not. Cat of nine tails. But I hope none of that happened. I hope he ain't slapping me either. I hope none of that happened. I hope Phil had a brain fart and made a mistake. But it's a big mistake to make. Especially for a platform that have nobody playing it practically. And if you're one of the million people or 100,000 people play this game, you have less than 3 months to beat your game. Talk about one hell of a speed run. Just to watch it just appear like a fart in the wind. Start all over again on a PC or a console. I think what they did was stupid. Tremendously. I think what they did was dumb, wrong, and immature. I think what happened to Stadia could happen to any other console or company out there. I'm thinking it could happen to anyone. It doesn't matter what you feel or what you think. All that matters is what you know. And what I know in my heart, that Stadia didn't have a chance to survive. They have a chance to survive because they allow themselves to be destroyed by their own creation. They allow themselves to be destroyed from within. I think Stadia itself would have had a good life, maybe not a long time, maybe it would have lasted 4 or 5 years. It didn't even last 5 years. 2019, 2022, that's 21, 2, that's about 3 years. Even Phil quoted saying we're not going to induct the company in 3 years. Here we are, we're shutting down Stadia in 3 years, less than 3 years time. So it's a whole 5-year deal they thought they were going to have didn't happen, or the 5-year commitment they had going to happen. Stadia didn't have a chance to get off the ground. With misleading advertisement, lying about the games, lying about the, and I'm going to stop here. My biggest reason Stadia failed, outside of Kojima and pretty much laughing in his face and saying single player games don't work, to closing down their own first party studio. When you lie to consumers and saying the games are going to be ready made day one, when you lie to the Founders Edition, say you're going to be there day one, when you do all this crap, okay, many people have gotten their key codes to unlock Stadia for the free month, but no damn Founder Edition. Some got a Founders Edition, but no damn key code to activate the stupid thing. Okay? And on top of all that, what they got was a pile of junk, because the internet they had may be 50, 60, 70 megabytes, maybe 100 megabytes, 200 megabytes. I have 3 megabytes now. Right now, I have 300 megabytes right now. Right now, I have 300 megabytes. Right now. On my Spectrum internet. Okay? And I do quite well with it. But if you don't have the sense to understand this, I don't tell you guys. I'm making this video, guys. I gotta go take care of some stuff. So, Christ169, PlayStation, Xbox Live, Steam, Christ691. Peace out. See you guys later.